This is just some basic information about financing. In my experience, what I did was I definitely took advantage of the Canadian student loan programs, and then the next phase was figuring out where else to get the rest of the money. Okay, Physio is very expensive, and you need to figure out how to sort of afford it. The common avenues would have been either the credit union, so this would be something like Van City is the example in Canada or in Vancouver. The other ones would be something like your normal banks like Royal Bank and TD and et cetera stuff. I listed their sort of interest rates. And what we realized was we were going to get a better rate as a result of doing a line of credit against the house. And that came out at about 5%. According to my math, it works out to be less than $10,000 in terms of the interest rate that we have to pay. But of course, it gets compounded. So take this a little bit of information for yourselves and just figure out how to sort of sort out your financing. This is just the formalities of once you got that letter of offer and what the next steps in your approval process is. You need to get your visa, you need to get your criminal records checks, both in Canada and Australia, your bloods and vaccinations history, you need to get your overseas insurance. And then the last bit is just sorting out where you're going to live while you're in Australia. I've just included some of this. I won't go into too much detail. Rent has definitely skyrocketed since my time in Australia. So you've got options of either on campus in the little dormitories, or else you could be off campus and what's it called, but managed by the university. Those would be some of the like townhomes. And unfortunately, those are the prices. Because of these numbers, I would highly recommend the third option, which would be to do your own renting situation. I'd probably recommend getting a short-term lease for just the first semester, have some stability, and meet some folks in your program or fellow Canadians, and then either rent your own place, a new place, or rent an entire home, and just stay there until like the rest of your program sort of sorts itself out. Do your due diligence, and what's it called? It should be a lot more reasonable on the pocketbook with respect to your housing situation. So this is what I did. I arrived to Sydney early, about a week, saw a few places. Eventually, I rented one place for one semester. And in the second semester, met my study group. We hit it off and we just consolidated in one rental apartment. And what's it called? Or rental flat. But I just put my sort of recommendations of what I would do if I was in your shoes.